Good afternoon guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the new man on the channel, our 3 handicap golfer, Frankie. So guys, this is Frankie. He is a member here at Waterfront. So Frankie, thank you very much for joining the channel.
Good afternoon, it's alright.
So Frankie's off 3. We had a few questions for him last week. So obviously as a 3 handicap golfer, club head speed around about 100 miles an hour, just over 103. I'll not insult you, Frankie.
Thanks.
So he's hit a great drive down here, but we're going to be talking about what kind of things he does to practice. Last year, Frankie, you started on what handicap?
8 last year. I was
8
off.
last year, and you are now off?
3.
As
Or 2.8 to be exact.
2.8
so,
to be
yeah.
precise. So what was the key areas of the game that were strong last year?
I'd probably just say mainly off the tee, an improvement with my irons.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So, and again, clubs-wise, you got some new clubs at the start of last year?
Yeah,
So
I got some Apex, TCB,
Yeah.
Callaways. But
Perfect. And driver you've got, and it did surprise me last week, so I thought it was Callaway, but it was a TSI3.
yeah, that's the one.
So
Yeah.
again, strong points. Weak points of your game last year, if anything?
I'd say mainly my putting,
Okay.
if anything, but that's just from lack of practice, I think.
Lack of practice.
And lack of playing, but yeah.
But again, comment below, guys, who practices their putting, because it's one main thing that we see not many amateurs use. So, Frankie, let's see how far we have got.
90 yard.
90 yards. So 90
92.
yards to the flag. So a cracking drive just in the semi-cut right here. So what club are you thinking from there? What shot do you see?
Front pin. So, and downwind, so I reckon just a 58 and just a pretty full one.
Just a 58?
Yeah.
Right. So Frankie did also used to caddy a little bit last year. He's caddied on the European Tour, the Challenge Tour, and he will be out there a bit this season. So coming weeks we are going to be out here showing you what Frankie knows and how to play. It's a great looking shot.
Oh, sit.
Let's have a look.
Flip.
Doesn't know his own strength with the 58.
Bit
Great
far.
shot there, Frankie. It's on. Let's have a look at this putting then. Right, so Frankie's going to go through his routine. We saw last week he is a Pro V1 user. Line on the ball, Frankie?
Yes.
So line on the ball for your putting feedback, is that right?
Yeah, and to help aim, but
Yeah, so new putter last year. We did see that the Toulon San Diego, so custom shop. So we need to see why Frankie's struggling. Again, winter-wise, it's very hard to practice, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Lack of practice and that. Just you can do it inside, but it's like after like half an hour putting just on a dead straight putt, you get a little bit bored.
Yeah, so it's very hard. So it's this time of the year where you want to be out here practicing your putting. We're going to show you over the coming weeks out on the golf course, but also what putting practice a 3 handicap golfer does. So 25 feet here for Frankie. It's a good roll. It's a little bit short, but we'll give him that.
Good
We'll move
effort.
on to the next here, on to the par 5, and we'll see how he plays this and can he get another great drive with the TSI3. So we saw last week Frankie did have a few more clubs, or one more than he should have in his bag, but he's just informed me that you've got another golf club as well.
Hybrid as well.
So what degree is the hybrid?
19.
19. So we had an 18 and a 21 degree driving irons and an 18 hybrid.
It's like a 3 hybrid, but it's similar to the 3 iron, just goes higher.
Yeah, so you use that, where would you use that? More on the Parkland courses or?
Yeah, when it's like no wind. 'Cause
No wind.
when it gets windy, it just can do whatever because it goes quite high. So play somewhere soft and calm.
Yes,
Use that.
it's good for the 4th hole here at Waterfront, which we might see in a couple of weeks. It's a little ripper up there from Frankie. The man's rising to the camera.
Cracking drive.
So we're happy with that. So, comment below guys, what do you want to see in coming weeks? 100 mile an hour club head speed. If that relates to you, you might not be a 3 handicapper, but you might learn from Frankie how he plays some shots, how he gets his way around, and how he's off 3. Straight down the middle of the fairway here, just near the centre stripe. Frankie's going to hydrate as we're on the golf course. It is Nice and warm, although it is breezy out here today. So from here, par 5, this is where we start to think from a 3 handicapper to a 10 handicapper. What is the difference? How did Frankie play this shot? That's what you'll see in coming weeks. We're going to play 9 holes, how Frankie would play. He's going to talk us through every single shot. Then we're going to play the same 9 again, and I'm going to try and talk him around, although Frankie's done a great job caddying. We'll get some pictures of his wins on the screen. So Frankie, how far?
179.
179 downwind. So what are you thinking?
That is like very in between, because
is it in between a club
yeah,
there?
in between 6 and 7, I'd say. Really downwind, but
So what would you play here?
I'm gonna play a 7.
7, yeah, and you're going to go straight at the flag?
Probably just left of it, because there's bunkers right, which aren't the end of the world, but if you can avoid them, that's definitely easier.
Yeah, so up there, it's just behind the last bunker, so we've got plenty of green to the left, so Frankie's going to go just left of the flag. So straight at the middle of the green
running
there. That's a nice big bounce, and that looks pin high, so on the green in 2. Went for it there, 7-9, it was a good drive. Obviously it's downwind today, so although a par 5, it hits a mid-iron into the green, but he's made sure, and why he's off 3 is because he's avoiding the trouble and thinking about that when he picks his club. So pin high, like we said, Frankie's got the putter out here, so just on the fringe. Takes this wedge in it, so let's see what he can do here. So comment below, guys, do you want to see us go through a bit of a fitting with Frankie? These clubs are driver he's not had for long. We know he's got all the hybrids in there, but we're going to show you with Frankie's club head speed why he got those shafts, why he got those clubs, and why he's got a few options at the top of the bag. It's a solid effort.
Easy birdie.
A nice steady birdie there for young Frankie. So we're going to play one more hole. We're going to get over onto the 9th hole here at Waterfront, play down there, and then start to see when we get back out on the course next week, what can Frankie shoot in 9 holes. So 9th hole here, in to win now, so in comparison to the par 5 which is downwind, and this is something Frankie said he sometimes struggle with his driver loft.
Yeah, I struggle with driver. I struggle in the wind, really, into the wind.
Yeah, so ball flight a little bit high, so that's something we're going to cover in the coming months. Show you what Frankie's done to work on that, what stuff you can do with your equipment to get you a lower ball flight and get you hitting that a little bit further. A little bit of a healy one, was nice and low.
Where is it?
Working back. It's another fairway, Frankie, on the left edge, but might be a long way in.
Interesting. 203.
203, so longer than the par 5, so very interesting. A tough finish here at Waterfront, so it'll be interesting coming in weeks when we play. What does Frankie score on 9 holes? I want you to comment below. Frankie has played here for how many years?
6 since I started playing.
Years.
6 years.
So you've been playing 6 years, played here 6 years, so he should know the course like the back of his hand. So let's see, comment below what do you think he's going to score, and what have you got here, Frankie?
I've got a 3-iron, which might be a little short, but it's back pin, so
yeah. Tough green, back pin, 3-iron might chase up there.
Into wind downhill.
Absolute ripper, Frankie.
Oh, it's cutting. It's alright.
Just missed. Fantastic shot. Right, we're going to finish there, guys. So as it's a glorious day here at Waterfront, that's welcoming Frankie to the channel. We're going to show you how he finishes off, and you'll see him next week.